So I've had enough people ask me about my flow control that I'm just going to go over the assembly real quick. You don't need much. On these pieces here, on this one here, there is a chamfer on the screw holes to help the screws align. And on the other side, the holes are slightly oversized. I mean, not much. And you see the angle there on the top. Two pieces go together, and then the screws go into the holes. The screws are M3 16mm to be flush with the outside. It goes around the line, and then you take the screws and you're just gonna push them into the plastic, tighten up just a little bit, and then I later on use a drill. You don't necessarily need a drill. In fact, in some cases it's probably not advisable to use one so you don't risk stripping out the plastic. You see how I turn this all the way down to the lowest setting, and even that may be a little too torquey depending on how you print this. In my case, it worked out just fine. Of course, I've been doing it for a while. There we go. Normally what I would do is I'd put those screws in most of the way and then just take a hand driver and tighten them down the rest of the way. The actual, I guess, the wheel valve mechanism goes in the middle there with one screw that goes all the way through, and that screw can be mounted on either side, and I'll point that out again here when I look at the PDF here in a few minutes. But we're just going to tighten that down to where it's loose enough to roll up and down, and then you have your flow control installed, and it won't go all the way down. So here we have the PDF that's in the files. Now I call out a 16mm. You don't necessarily need a 16mm. You could use a 14, you could use a 12. 10 would be the absolute limit. Each of those pieces is 8mm. If you use a 10, you only have 2mm of bite, and that's really not enough in my opinion. The other thing is that this is the screw that goes through the wheel, and on the drawing obviously it's going to one side. That screw can be on either side with no issues, and you just gotta, it's a personal preference thing, whatever y'all like to do. This PDF is included in the files on Cults 3D, and I've got most information that's necessary. I obviously didn't fully dimension it, but hey, what can you say? It's late. Here we have the Cults 3D. This is what you'll see. You search for FootMog flow control, and that'll take you there. It's not free. It's $2.50. Hope that worked for you.